I believe that the fitness non-negotiable activity that most people over 40 hate doing is stretching. And the reason why I can say that I believe is because of me. So I talk about stretching pretty often on my YouTube channel, but it is the one thing that I find hardest to do. And the reason why is because it's boring. It's honestly boring. For me, it is, at least. But I keep on coming back to it for a couple of reasons. One, because I know how important it is from a variety of angles. And then two, because I want to prevent injuries. And I have experienced injuries in past years, recent years, because I hadn't stretched. So the reason why stretching is so important is because, especially after 40, y'all, like by the time you turn 40, I'm doing this butterfly stretch here. By the time you turn 40, you got to think about it. You really have accumulated years or really decades of, just like stiffness and all the other different type of things that come with living. Now, so I say at least a couple of decades, because whenever you're up to like, kid years, teen years, you're real limber, at least for the most part. You're limber. You're very active and whatnot. And then you don't sit down so much. And so that in and of itself can kind of mitigate a lot of stiffness and a lot of things that come from a lack of flexibility. When you're 20, like 20 to 40, you've likely gotten a desk job and you've been sitting down for a long time. Then you have all the sitting down from driving. You have all the stress that makes you kind of hold your body stiff, looking at your phone and holding your neck like that. And like I say, stress a lot of times will tense you up. And so you have years and years of that, and it makes you stiff. And the reason why I think it's especially important for people my age, like 40 and over, is because as you get older, if you don't do anything about it, your body only gets stiffer and stiffer. And that can lead to one thing we recognize a whole lot: really bad posture. That can lead to a lot more injuries. It can lead to, like a shortened gait, meaning that you can't take steps as like your stride is shorter, is what I mean. It can lead to less ability to lift your knee up. Like, for example, if you're walking upstairs. So a lot of these things we take for granted while we're young, because we just kind of figure we'll always be able to do them. And so then what do? We never do anything to maintain it, because we just think it'll always be. By the time we get older and we kind of start to see impairments, then we don't really feel like doing anything, and so it's bad news. But then also, like I said, in recent years, I have pulled muscles. So muscles like here underneath my arms, muscles like my hamstrings. And that's been definitely from being inflexible. Some of it's been from training a lot, because I train very often. But then some of it is from just not being flexible in general. And so the thing is to always remember, is that whenever we work out, we contract our muscles. We're constantly contracting them, squeezing them, especially when you're lifting a lot of weight, lifting heavy weight and stuff like that. And if you don't ever like lengthen them back out, then they'll get tighter and tighter and tighter over time. And that obviously can lead to injury. So the main thing I know I need to do as it pertains to stretching and whatnot is just to do it. Now, these days, I typically do a short stretching session right after I work out. Today I went and did some cardio at the track, and I'm here stretching now only for a short while. And my goal is to stretch at night too, but for like a longer period of time. But you really got to make time to stretch. You really have to make time to stretch. And the time to start is as soon as possible, high school, really. And we don't have to be gymnasts, but we need to be very flexible, because aging in and of itself, I heard some people refer to aging as almost like a sport, in the sense of you got to prepare for it, especially if you want to perform well and to be healthy as you age. And I don't know about y'all, but I surely want to be. I want to be healthy as I age. I'm not content with just getting older in my body whenever a lot of it is simply due to a lack of activity, a lack of doing the right things. So do you stretch? I want to know if you stretch. And if you stretch, like, tell me how old you are, how long you've been stretching. And if not, if you do not stretch, tell me what's been getting in the way of you taking the time to lengthen your body back out. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and have a good one.